Fall is quickly turning into winter, and we are racing against the weather. It is getting colder every day. The sun is showing itself less and less, and we took a huge risk and decided to paint this bus in 4 days before winter truly hit. So we banded together with all hands on deck. We had our friend Mike come out from Unboxing Life Official, and he helped us on this first day when we were getting the bus washed, and we took these rubber wheels to the sides of the bus to get the letters, all of the stickers and stuff off, and boy, was this a mission. My arms were so sore and so dead after getting all the decals off. But these rubber wheels work really, really well for this particular job, but it sucked because the paint that they used to cover up the words was a little thicker, and so it just made the job that much harder. But we got it done because that's what we do. This was a really long and tedious process. It's not fun, and maybe it was satisfying the first time I did it, but having this be the, millionth bus that I've had to take decals off of, it's just not fun. I never want to do this again. And I don't know what rig I'm going to wind up in next, so who knows if I'm going to be doing something like this in the near future, or well, in the spring. This was pretty much an all-day job. All three of us were working on it all day long. Isaac was getting out all of the old caulk lines so he could refill them, and Mike and I were getting all the decals off, and I used the rubber wheel to even go on these rails on the side of the bus. They worked really good at grabbing the old caulk lines. I'm doing it right here. You'll see it just kind of kicks them out of there. That whole piece right there is just old caulking. So that's a hack. If you didn't know, it works. This front end, the stickers were more like Reflectix, and they were really, really thick, and it was really hard to get them off. And I was trying everything I could think of. It's a really awkward angle to get to the stickers themselves. And in the end, I wound up using a razor blade, and that kind of worked pretty good to get all of that off. And at this point, I had to go inside to take over for our babysitter, and Mike wound up getting the rest of that off with just a rubber wheel. The next step was to get any goo, sticky residue off of the remaining metal on the bus so that we could wash it and prep it for paint, because we have to sand it after that. And so I took some Goo Gone, and I was just scraping off all the sticky goo that was left behind by the stickers. There was Reflectix all the way up and down each of these rails that had been taken off, and so this is just the residue from that. And that Goo Gone works great. That was pretty easy to get all of that off. Then it was time to wash and scuff again. So we got the bus all wet. We took some degreaser, and we took some Scotch pads and just scuffed everything really, really well as best as we could before we started sanding. And it's a pretty big task having to wash the bus over and over and over again, because you have to let it dry too. So you're also working with those dry times. Another huge undertaking is masking the entire bus. So once we washed it and we sanded it and then washed it again and we let it dry, it was time to prep for paint, which means you have to mask every single thing that you do not want to paint. So obviously we are starting with the windows and getting all of the windows covered up. You got to know which parts of the windows you don't want paint on and which parts that you do. So I started working on all the windows. Once I finished with that, I did the front side entry doorway with with the same like process here, and I also wound up doing the front mirrors and then the front door window. And Isaac started working on all of the lights in the front on top as well as the lights in the back, and he did the back windows as well because it is such a tedious task. This whole thing took us, I think, 2 days with 2 people, and it just is so much work to get everything completely covered. So this is a really long, tedious process, but this is an easy thing to do. It just takes a long time to do it.
Get it dusty, baby. You get it dusty, baby. You know what I'm saying? Get it dusty, baby. Nice and light, baby. You know what I'm saying? Nice and light.
As Isaac was finishing up spraying primer on the bus before we sprayed it with the white paint, we were racing and racing and racing. The sun was not going to be up for too much longer, and I had to go inside and take over for the babysitter, and Ember was not happy about the color change. She was really upset that the bus wasn't yellow anymore. She cried about it. That's how much she was not happy about it. So we'll see if her feelings change once she sees the finished product. I don't know if Isaac has talked about it yet, but it's going to be something that's really special, and I think that Ember will like it, but we'll see.
The pants were too tight to put on after a diaper change. She wanted a tutu.
Ember, you still don't like your dad's bus? No? Why? Because it's not yellow anymore? Dad's painting the bus white. You want to come look?
Yeah.
Come look. Over here.
Oh, see?
No more yellow bus.
Yes.
What do you think?
The little colors, Mom.
You want it? Do you like the white color?
I want to
You want yellow?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Little happy yellow, Mommy.
Little happy yellow?